Hello, this is Ghost here from the TechCraft server. Just gonna make a follow-up video to Brandon's about the rock paper scissors machine to kind of explain it a bit more, since he's not too fond of redstone, it seems. The first part we're gonna go over is the 6-bit decoder. This is the 6-bit decoder that is somewhat like what Demon made. We're not quite positive if it's actually the one he used, but from what we saw in the video it was. The 6-bit decoder takes the input from each player to determine whether any of them would resolve in either player 1 winning or player 2 winning. This is a cross-section of the decoder, which is located on top of the machine that's in use. I didn't want to break it apart. The way Spirit has it set up right now is the fact that this first one would mean player 1 rock, and the second one would be player 2 scissors. Since rock beats scissors, if you light both of these, the strip would turn off, and the torch at the top would light, signaling that player 1 won. The reason the decoder works is that when you light this section, it causes this torch to turn off, and since it's off, it cannot power this repeater. But let's say there was another torch here, it would then power on, keeping the strip on, meaning that it would not accidentally signal that one of the players had won. For this system, Spirit looked at this schematic to actually figure out how it worked. Whenever you push a button, it sends a pulse. It flips one of the NORs, so that way it powers the wire behind it, each NOR representing one of the choices. And then once that wire is powered, it powers on this wire from an AND gate once both people make a choice, and it also powers a signal into the decoder to then be decoded to figure out who won. These separate walls and also these rising columns of torches in stone were the design which was used from different parts of the triggered bits, such as the decoder or the button wiring system, which then set off the pistons to show whether show which item the person chose, such as rock, paper, or scissors, and then to just show who won, such as the setting out rim when someone wins. This system was the system which determines whether AI is controlling player 2 or whether a human is controlling player 2. If you flip the switch up at the front of the machine, it turns off this torch on the right side of the AND gate, and if you press the button, then it turns off this torch, which then turns on this torch for a second, sending a pulse, which turns on the rest of the AI. Once somebody has single player enabled and they press a button on their side, then a pulse is sent from this torch at the AND gate, which sets off the choosing of the AI. The way this works is that it burns out these torches, and since there's a certain amount of time before torches come on, you have at least that time for thinking process, and then there is also a random amount of time after before they actually turn back on. Then this memory system catches which one decided to turn on first, and it turns off the section, which then keeps the other ones lit. Then in the back, this keeps one of the sections different from the others, which keeps this one lit, which then lights the top part, which is where the button wiring is, which then sets off the rest of the machine to end the game.